Good evening. Welcome to Cosmic Reid Live here on WDW News. Today, I am Cosmic Chris Reid. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, it is awesome to be with you here on this Monday evening. Happy June. Can't believe it's June already. We have lots of Disney food to talk about this hour. And Jeff and Angelina are here as always. Guys, how are you doing on this really hot and humid evening up here in central Canada?
Is it? Man, I gotta tell you, you just...
Yeah, it's like Florida temperatures.
Is it really?
Big change, big change.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Lord, it was like snowing last Monday, wasn't it? That was wild.
Right, it was, yeah.
Welcome to Canada.
Well, yeah.
Yes, welcome to Canada.
Yeah, welcome to Canada, where it's it can go from 90 to minus 40 in a week or so, which is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we do. Hey, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat that's saying hi. Some people noticed the new intro. Yeah, we got a little new intro courtey of Tyler, who does such an awesome job on the graphics here.
Tyler.
Yeah. Totally. So we love that. We're going to roll through a 1 hour show here. Totally no breaks. We're going to go 1 hour. And I know I've already seen people saying, hey, are you going to announce a 2 hour show? But not today. Maybe next week. We're working on stuff. We are working on stuff. Mandy, Michael, Shornforce, Arch Fox, see you there. Jarrett, how's it going? Yeah, people, as Jarrett just saying, Jared says, I'm here for the food.
The Twitter. That's right. He knows what's up.
Yeah,
Jared
he said,
what's up. Okay.
Totally. And he says, I'm here for the food, and that is what we're going to be doing. So it's been really cool. We had all week to kind of plan a meal and talk about something that we've made from Disney parks, and we've each done that this evening. So we'll be telling you a little bit about those. The security dog upstairs is going off. I'm not sure if you can hear that or not, but
Eating all of your food? Yeah.
My food's right in front of me, and I just realized I forgot my drink upstairs, was totally, yeah. I brought down my food, but I forgot my drink, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do here. But might have a guest appearance in the studio here. Mm-hmm.
Angelina actually probably could pontificate for the next 2 minutes about the biggest news of the day if you need to run upstairs and go get it.
I want to be here for that.
That's true. All
True.
Yeah. At WDW News today reported the breaking news that the Spaceship Earth planned refurbishment is not going to happen right now. It's delayed indefinitely. So good news there. I know that's not what we're talking about, but we had to mention that it is kind of breaking news as of this afternoon here. So important, yeah. No kidding. Spaceship Earth will live in the current rendition for quite a while, it seems. So we'll see on that. And the whole article, you can read all the details and stuff at WDWNT.com. But I think we're all happy to hear that it's not going anywhere in its current state.
Save Judy
right
Dench.
Can we get a hashtag Save Judy, Angelina? Hashtag Save Judy.
Yeah, I see earlier today, I'm like, who's Save Judy tweeting me? Oh, it's Angelina. Okay, and now it all made sense. Like, I get it.
It's a movement, and it worked.
I was trying to tag her in something like early this morning, and I'm like, I know I'm typing it right. And then I'm like, oh my God, of course she saved Judy. I was like 20 minutes like, of course she saved Judy.
Sean Forrest says, save Walter Cronkite. Yeah, no kidding. Save Walter Cronkite. Yeah, there's been so many good narrators of Spaceship Earth. My goodness, Jeremy Irons I still liked, but then now I listen to it and I just hear Scar. That's all I hear is like the scary lion telling you the story, and it's kind of weird.
Anytime I can tell you any movie you ever see with him, or if you hear his voice, because I think he's in some like mini series. He's on some cable series, and even if you just hear like a teaser trailer, I'm like, oh my God, it's Scar.
Oh yeah,
right? It's like
Scar. Yeah, it's like, what's he doing back? Say well, and so just before we get into the food, I wanted to mention the WDWNT live shows came to an end last Friday. There was that big finale show, which was so much fun. I know some of us were watching it here right? It was great to see the interaction, the donations come in to WDW News Today. So thank you to everyone that was in the chat. I just laughed. Mandy said, "Stupid #stupid Judy." Not the same Judy, but that was the
No.
energy universe. Yeah.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
So we just want to thank everyone for tuning into that. It was a lot of fun to do. Yes, our show is staying on weekly Monday night right here at 9 p.m. Eastern. And of course, we do have music on MTunes as well. So you can pair the show with that. And an extra special shout out to Stephen Brown, who donated $20 on Friday and said, hope you keep Cosmic Reid on the air. And here we are. So there we go. And we're super happy for this opportunity as well. So thank you for all of that stuff. And the cast member pantry raising well over $5,000 in donations for cast members that need it. What a really, really cool thing. My name is Stitch. So glad we get to keep CRL. Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Same with Snyder Racing Drones as well. It's awesome. We're going to be talking a lot of Disney Park food now. I forgot my drink is upstairs and I'm getting a dry throat now. So let's get into this roundtable discussion. And I might take off to go get a beverage or something like that.
He doesn't even care.
Just talk for me.
Okay.
We're going to go roundtable. Name some of our favorite. We'll go round table. We'll do some of our favorite places, kind of maybe not our favorite, but just kind of a go-to place that somewhere we would definitely go on our next trip to Disney. And we'll go through all 4 parks. If we have time, we'll do a resort as well. But then we also have to show our creations and what we made. And we also asked you on Twitter what you made and what kind of recipes you have done. And so we'll read some of those throughout the hour as well. And if you're just on YouTube, you can also listen to WDWNT. We got some great Disney Park music to match this show as well from all over Walt Disney World and even Disneyland Hour as well. So I think that's everything out of the way. We'll start at one of the parks. Should we start at Jeff, what are you feeling like? Where would you want to start? What park?
I just feel like, and I want to know, we've got a bunch of people in the chat room, when the parks open, and now again, Epcot opening pretty quickly. I think we were saying just last week, we never thought in a million years, kind of on the same line. But I feel like if I had to pick one, and it's going to be me and all the other million people that are going to go, so I won't get in, but I'd have to go Magic Kingdom. And I would have to I gotta go in the Beast Castle, man. That's you know what? Actually, I just changed it on the fly. Because I'm sorry guys. Can we hug characters? Are the rules out yet? Because I feel like I'm a very touchy, needy only child.
I don't think we can, but I
don't think so.
I don't think so.
Really? Okay, well then I might be back to the Beast. I just thought I really would enjoy going to Crystal Palace and hugging all of my favorite Winnie the Pooh people. But if I can't do it, then there's really no point. And I tell you, I really could use a hug right now. And I feel like Eeyore is kind of like the mood of me, because I just have to stay 6 feet away from everyone, and I just don't want to do that anymore. So I think Eeyore and I could have a moment together. So I guess I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna go Crystal Palace, but you're telling me that I can't do that.
No, we can base this on memories and stuff that we've done. Those character dining experiences are great. I don't know how they're going to do them going forward, but
Joel goes, I'd be happy hugging a pint or two. He doesn't even care. He doesn't care.
Put me in Rose and Crown with a pint. Yeah, I'd be happy too. And
this entire chat room is going to be in Rose and Crown, and that's going to be it. Thank God Epcot's opening, I guess.
Yeah. New show sponsor, the Rose and Crown.
Sure. All right, so that's my answer, and it's just because I'm a needy only child, because they probably will not even be serving the food there, because I just remembered it's a buffet. So honestly, one of the only places we probably could eat would be our guests. Honestly,
yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, it's those character dining experiences, I'm not sure. I do have a friend who's going down in July, late July, and I do know that I don't know. They did something funny with he had reservations, but I think that's all been canceled, right? He had booked at 1900 Park Fair. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see. I'm not sure what that's going to do. I just have a feeling that those won't be back anytime soon. It'll just be more of buffets, and you think of it that way, like the character, like 1900 Park Fair, Crystal Palace, Hollywood and Vine, Chef Mickey's, like without the characters, and there's more. But can you imagine going to those places and not having that character experience that you expect? It's
Pat and MC or
that turns into a buffet at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah, like what's the special magic? Like, what are we doing? But you bring up a big thing. Pat MC 75 says they canceled all that dining too. I had seen that.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you are going, but you're making me realize, actually, as I kind of just like go in my head like through the parks, and I mean honestly, 1900 there's plenty of buffet places. Yacht and Beach has a great one. I mean, these are all things that are now not even going to be around, right? I mean, for the short term, anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's we'll have to wait and see. Mandy says no character dining. I don't want humans cooking my food. Yeah. I got you. Buffet, Sean Force, buffets are some of my favorite foods. Melon and the Mouse, a hug from Mickey would be magical right now. I know it's not going to happen for a while though. Yeah, that's going to be something they'll have to work out. It's just been weird seeing it, like where Disney's opened up again and the characters are on like the castle or like on a balcony, like waving from you from like 200 feet up, going like, "Hi, we can't come down, but hi, here's your photo op. Hi." So
yeah.
It's just
what's
weird.
really funny? Do you remember? So within the last like year, now I'm thinking about like the way like PhotoPass is and things like that. Like PhotoPass, it's almost like they knew this was coming. The super zoom photos. It's like that's going to be all PhotoPass now. It's going to be like the camera like up in the rafters, zooming in on you. Like seriously, it's going to be like, I guess that worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Michael, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you could step in for a few minutes here. Just looking in the YouTube chat here. Jared said, I'm grilling some gourmet dogs next time I go into the parks. Just got a disposable grill. Cool idea. I mean,
all right.
Set up your own Casey's and see what happens.
Right on the hub grass.
Yeah, right. There you go. I mean, there's always lots of space in the hub grass, and no one's ever there. I like the hub grass. People, I think, still think it's like a no-go zone. Like you can't go in there. There's literally no one there anytime that I'm like, we just go and lie down and relax, and people are kind of looking like, you supposed to be doing that? Yeah, you are.
I've taken a full nap on the hub grass before. Full hour nap under the sun. You're listening to Main Street USA music. Honestly, the best.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like the people who are quote unquote in the know, you always see them there on, New Year's Eve, because I would try to sneak in to hit all the parks on New Year's Eve. This was like when they would do, I think they would do like Fantasy in the Sky at like 6 o'clock because it got dark.
Oh yeah.
And people like get their places like super early, and that's like kind of like a primo spot, and people leave them alone probably till like 11:30 at night before the second Fantasy in the Sky fireworks or whatever they're doing now. So. But man, you just made me sad about no hugs from Eeyore. So who's next?
That's what it all comes back to. Yeah, character. Yeah. So Crystal Palace was your kind of like your go-to. If this was 2019 and you're going on a trip. Yeah.
Okay.
Hugs.
Mm-hmm.
Hug everybody. Come on.
Angelina, what do you say for Magic Kingdom pick? What's kind of like a go-to place for you?
For Magic Kingdom, I mean, maybe it's because we're talking about hot dogs now, but I love me some corn dog nuggets from Casey's Corner. And I was going to mention the hub grass. You grab your corn dog nuggets and you go and sit on the hub grass and just hang out. And that's honestly one of my favorite places. Jeff agrees?
I am so excited that you said that because people are like, why would you get those? I have gotten why would you get those corn dog nuggets before? And I'm like, one, step off because corn dog nuggets are amazing. And it's a beautiful thing. Like, I would always do that because, like, Wishes, this is like back in the Wishes day, but Wishes would be at 10. And I mean, I would turn the heck right around, get me some Casey's, and just wait for some of the chaos to die down. And then enjoy like the last hour of the park. You know what I mean? It was just great. Everybody's busting out of there. The line at Casey's is great at 10:15, by the way. If you haven't had Casey's at 10:15, you aren't living right. It's great.
Amen.
It's true. Yeah. I've never.
What about you, Chris?
I've never waited so long for a hot dog, but when I do, it's always the best. And actually, we went. And you got the piano player right outside. You can sit if you can find a spot on their patio there too. It's just one of the best things you could do there. I'm going to go somewhere else in Magic Kingdom, and I'm going. I wrote down something, but it totally was like the wrong.
He's got notes.
The wrong answer. If I don't, my short-term memory has gotten horrible in this last like 6 months.
Chris lost his show prep, man. But I would like to say that who was making the hot dogs? Because it's like maybe they have like an alternative. Maybe they could set up their hot dog stand like towards Space Mountain. It would space out the hot dog thing. So we can go get hot dogs. Was it Jared? Jared? Yeah, Jared.
I think so. He's getting his disposable grill. Casey's, So I'm going to say Columbia Harbor House, and I like it because there is that second level where like no one knows it's there. Well, now they do, but like nobody. It's so quiet up there, and like the stairs, they look like it might just be an employees only thing. It doesn't say it, and there is seating up there for lots of people, but I enjoy how the menu is a little bit different. I enjoy the like the lobster roll sandwich. I like it, and I really think the upstairs is super underrated and unknown. You can sit up there, you can sit by the balcony and people watch. You can sit by the windows. It's quiet. There's always like maybe 2 or 3 other tables up there, and that's it. So I gotta say Columbia Harbor House because it's just it's lesser traveled up there for sure.
Is that the one? Okay, just remind me. Sorry, I'm being a bad Disney fan. Is that the one by the Haunted Mansion that only serves seafood?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I've never been there. I'm allergic to seafood. I was like, well,
highly don't recommend it in that case.
Highly discourage that building then.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that.
Chris is like, I love Chris's answers. That's why I love when he goes last, because he's kind of like the B-side. You know what I mean? It's like the artist puts out like the crazy hit single and then like the B-side on the other side, because I would have never said that, but you're absolutely right. That's a great place. And
there's always one of us that has the obscure answer.
Right? Like if you're like go on like a crowded day, like he's right, man. That's kind of like one of the little hidden secrets. And like you also just said, not anymore. But up in that second level, ever there.
Yeah, that's true. Like the lower level can be packed, and then there's like 3 people upstairs. You're like, well, we get the same table every time. We have a table that we like that looks over the balcony. It's awesome. So, well, that's the Magic Kingdom round on this one. Let's do another park.
And I'm the only one that really just wanted a hug from a character that bad. Like, should I go tell my therapist?
Well, okay.
Let's go on. Where's the next?
All the characters are gonna. I like the character dining experiences. I I do like 1900 Park Fair because I love when the characters can talk back to you. And I love when the stepmother comes by. And I love when the stepsisters come by because they're ridiculous.
Yes.
And the stepmother is a total, you know, she'll put you down, but it's hilarious. And like, you welcome it. Like, you're like, yes, yes. I got something on my face. Yes, I'm too tall. Like, just insult me because that's what you do. And you get these really cool character interactions. And even Cinderella and the prince. Is it awkward? Sometimes, but if you want to play a little improv with them, those are the people to do it because you throw something at them, they all throw it back 1,000 times harder. And that's why I like that one. If I had to.
Those really are the best. I mean, just because you really see like what these people, I mean, you've got these cast members are so talented because half of them have studied improv, you know what I mean? And it's like really like catching people at like the top of their game. So that's like really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, it's really cool. And all the other ones are that I can think of, the characters don't really interact with, like, can't speak to you like that. So
but is there really anywhere else in like in Magic Kingdom that has, like, they're in the parks, there aren't very many character dining options? I don't think it's like more in the resorts, right?
Right. Yeah. D1138 even was just talking about in the chat room about like eating at Ohana, and you know, Pluto was there, and I mean, it's like an emotional thing. Like these people are like coming to life, like all through storybooks and the movies and stuff. You know, people just love it.
I do 4 things. Replying to the chat, we're trying to run the station, trying to read my notes incorrectly, and you know, all this stuff.
It's all good. In the chat here, D1138 Vader said, my first Disney trip as an adult with my kids. On the last day, we ate at breakfast at Ohana. I think Jeff might kind of said this.
That's the one.
But Pluto was there, and some women were crying and hugging him, and that's so cute. It's really magical, and like meeting characters is honestly some of the funnest time. Pluto at Ohana though, I hope he was wearing his lei. I hope he was ready to be all tropical. He must have looked real cute.
A Drager in the chat said,
sorry, I feel bad because over here, because I didn't realize you guys were going to like display your food, and now I feel bad because I had to text.
Did you eat it?
Hey,
is it gone?
These things, yeah. I already ate it, man. I thought it was like dinner, but that's fine. I got back up.
You got 35 minutes to make
bad because she's over here like actually making one up, so it's great. So.
No.
Oh yeah, no, she is. It's fine.
A Drager in the chat said Cinderella's roundtable as well, of course, because then Cinderella comes out and talks to you there too. So there's another one where you get face-to-face interaction and actually them talking as well. Jared, I added a pic of my lobster rolls to your tweet earlier. Awesome. I will check that. I will check that out. That's awesome. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of great Mandy. Wow, Mandy's baked like everything. Did we say that for a second? The tweets coming. I don't think there's you can say something and she's probably baked it. Those pictures have been incredible.
Mandy's got to be a professional chef or something.
Totally, yeah, because those pictures were awesome. Paul, welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. But starting 9:30 Eastern. This is crazy.
The dog's getting very close to my freshly made.
Well, maybe we should. Okay, do you want to? Well, we can pause the roundtable discussion on this. We did Magic Kingdom. We'll do Epcot, Studios, Animal Kingdom, and a resort in the next, we got half hour left or so. And we've made our own stuff. If you're just tuning in, we're talking Disney food. We've made our own stuff. We're going to show it, I think, right away because Jeff's dog is about to eat his off the plate.
Well, actually, Leah, but also, can I get her back in here then? Because I need her to actually say how fantastic it was. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Okay.
Guests.
Right here. I'm sorry. It's a little off the rails tonight, guys.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
Okay. So are we going right now?
We can. I just wanted to mention one thing for people that are tuning in. The super chat is always welcome. A donation to WDW News today. Oh my goodness, who's this?
That's Daisy. That's Daisy right there. Really, really excited about what I'm about to show everyone. So yes, please. Not interrupt the super chat, please. Go ahead.
No, so I just wanted to mention you can donate a super chat. Any amount is always welcome. The donations go to WDW News today. You can also become a WIGS member. I know we have lots of loyal WIG members in the chat this evening, so shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining us. You can become a WIGS member at patreon.com/WDWNT for as little as $2 a month. You get some great perks. You get some after shows and access to some really, really cool stuff offered by WDW News today. So there you go. I see Paul, Jarrett, Dave, Matt, Vader, Pat. Oh, this is like the WIGS roll call here. Stitch, Short Course. Woo! Melon and the Mouse, right on. Thank you so much. And again, becoming a WIGS member or donating via super chat, always welcome. All the money goes to WDW News today, and it's always appreciated. We're going round table talking about our kind of go-to places, maybe not our favorite, best of the best, but a go-to place in the park. And I know we say we're going to have maybe a couple guests join us, and I can say so. Jeff, I'm not sure if you're bringing your better half on or not. My wife Heather is here, and she's going to sneak in behind me.
Is Heather right here? Okay, Leah.
She's right here, yeah.
Oh my goodness! Look at all these people. Oh, this is so fantastic. So much fun.
Here we go, Brian Snyder. Awesome. Thanks so much. Appreciate that with the WIG shout out there.
I need her to hold this and display. Are we?
So Jeff's gonna hold.
Thing?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go display yours.
Deconstructed. Okay. Go ahead. This is here so that you can see what's going on. Let me just open the other. Okay. So this is like Vanna. So what did you guys like have any guesses on what this was from my wonderful Twitter teases? How about that?
You started out the same way I made, but I think they all start out with 8 sticks of butter. So
well, that's what I was gonna say. So I said that to her. The first thing I said, I was like, well, there's like so much butter because we try not to do all of that, right?
Butter and sugar. Who knew? Butter
and sugar. So everything that you could find was just butter and sugar. Basically, was ingredients 1 and 2. By the way, everyone, this is my delightful wife, Leah. So, hello.
Hi, Leah.
Shout out to Leah, everyone.
She's holding the dog back because go crazy. So, Leah, really quickly before you bring beautiful Daisy away, before she drives the house apart.
Right.
What did you think of
One second, Jeff. Got to give a shout out to Drew once again. Thank you so much for the super chat. All right, everyone, let's keep the show going. Who's going to join me in the super chat thing? Drew, thank you so much. Totally appreciate that. Again, it all goes to WDW News today. We appreciate that you love this show, and we're so happy to be here every single week bringing you Disney Park discussions. That totally means a lot to us. Jeff, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but super chat.
No, that's okay. You can always interrupt for a super chat. Thank you, Drew. Is it because we brought the better halves and dogs here today? I understand.
Probably.
So this is a I want to make sure I have it because I actually will put the recipe in the chat because it was quite delightful. It would be the teriyaki chicken sliders with Dole pineapple jam from the Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival. Let's have some applause. Thank you very much.
Love it.
Very much appreciate that.
Sounds good.
Yes. And I feel like this is legit because this came right off the Disney Park blogs. But Leah, would you like to give just a quick review? I'm not sure it's 4 out of.
Oh my goodness! Another super chat. Hang on, Brian Sutton.
I'm sorry.
Shout out to Brian Sutton. Drew, challenge accepted. Another $15 super chat. Thank you so much. He upped him. But he's $15 compared to the $14.99. Thank you so much. Any amount is totally appreciated. It all goes to WDW News today to keep these shows running, keep all the content coming. Brian, shout out. Thank you very much. Totally appreciate that.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay, so thank you, Brian. Thank you, Drew. So yes, it was the teriyaki chicken sliders with Dole pineapple jam. What did you think, Leah?
Well, chicken thighs are not always my favorite, but the marinade and grill cooking technique made it very enjoyable. The Hawaiian roll you can never go wrong with.
I'm going, there we go.
And the pineapple jam I appreciated. We substituted a hot red pepper for a sweet red bell pepper for the taste.
So
she's
not a huge
can't
fan
handle the heat. So
of like the spicy stuff.
Yes.
So it called for a jalapeno and then like
Fresno pepper.
a Fresno pepper, which
sounds very
I'm
California.
very basic. So
Hang on.
So
I got to interrupt you again. I'm so sorry, but our good friend Super Bowl Champions 52, $16. I believe this is called one-upping.
Oh my
Super
God.
Bowl. Thank you so much. That is amazing. $14.99, 15, 16.
Wow.
I mean, I don't want to turn into an auctioneer and say, do I hear 17? But that is
I
awesome.
feel like it is an
Price is
auction.
Right.
This is like Price is Right.
Yeah.
I would be the guy who'd be like, I bid $1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I
Thank
totally
you so
appreciate that as always. That means a lot. Thank you.
All you people are crazy so much. It is. I usually hate one-uppers from Vader. Anyways, so she's not a huge fan of the super hot stuff. So she's like it probably took me, I don't even know, an hour and a half in the store. It would have taken her like 7 minutes. And I'm texting as I'm there. I'm like, they don't have this Fresno pepper. I don't know what to do. And so she's like,
He was like, I'll do 2 jalapenos. And I was like, let's
what?
not do that,
that
please.
doesn't make sense.
How about red bell pepper?
Yes. She's like, I don't like hot peppers.
Yeah.
Why would you do something hotter? And I was like, okay.
It's not
So it
about
was
me.
nice. So this is actually kind of like a little bit custom. So it's like, you know, a little bit hot, a little bit sweet.
Still adds the color.
Still adds the color. Nice job. Okay.
Love it.
Oh,
So
wow.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for playing along. And I thought this was fun. And everybody that was playing along
Yeah.
on Twitter, it was fantastic. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Beautiful.
I'm going to hug her
Right on.
because
Taking
I
the
can
dog
actually
now.
hug her. Thank
Taking
you.
the dog now.
Shout out to Leah.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Oh, sure.
Thank you, Leah.
Thank you.
Bye. And thank you seriously for everyone with the super chat. So you are just absurd.
Drew, Brian, and
Totally
Nicole.
appreciated. Yes, shout out to everyone so far. Thank you so much for those. Yeah, keeps the shows running, keeps all the content coming. We greatly appreciate that. Jeff, don't let your dog get the dish.
Oh no, she just got that thing out of here, man, big time, because the dog was
Yeah.
not having it, man. It was like we were 20 seconds away. We were one super chat away from that dog tearing this house apart. So.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, I'll show mine. I'll show mine next year. So Heather, help me. It's my wife Heather who
Hi, Heather.
assisted in
Hi, Heather.
making these. This is very. It's simple. But I don't know if you can see it. I mean, I tried to do it. Hang on. I gotta hold them like this, maybe.
There you go.
There. So we spoke about these ones last week.
Ooh.
Somebody mentioned the Jack, the Num Num cookies from the Pixar place and the celebration.
Okay, now I get to
My
cut
name
you
is
off.
Sid.
Now we get to cut you off.
Yeah.
Wow.
My name is
Yay!
Sid.
My name
Thank you
is
so much. I'll do $17 for Figment. Thank you so much. My name is Stitch.
My better half.
Totally appreciate that. I love that. Again, this all goes to News Today, and we as a team here totally appreciate that. Words can't really describe it. It's just me. It comes from the heart. Thank you so much. This is Jared 1701 anyone. Did Heather take Chris's water? Actually, yes. I had a Pepsi, and it has arrived in my Haunted Mansion mug. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I almost forgot to drink. I got on this food thing so much. But yeah, these are the so the big cookie is how you see it in the parks, and then we made smaller ones. That's the big one. I guess you could have held it like that and just be like
as big as our face.
there. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, and it starts out the same way, Jeff, as you had your picture, which was like 5 sticks of butter being browned in a pan. So I think a lot of these recipes start like that. Even if it's like a salad, it probably just starts like that. I'm assuming from what I've read. So, so we'll see. Hang on. Let's see what's going on here. Shout out to Jared. Hooray for hydration. Yes, of course we go. Okay. I think you know what. It might be freezing up. You guys still there? You guys got me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, can you see me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't know what was going on. Something got wacky on our end here, but we're good. So I'm a Pepsi person. Paul, I hear you. Shout out to Pepsi. No Coke, Pepsi. That's our
Not sponsored.
Oh, right on. We are endorsing Pepsi. Oh yeah, and Disney's all Coke products.
I may or may not be living, a mile away from the headquarters, but that's okay. I'll take it tonight. It's fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, no kidding.
It's like right off the balcony.
Oh man, I was in your backyard.
Yeah, seriously. Okay.
Is Pepsi? Is Pepsi okay? Yeah, I'm having Pepsi. I'm a Pepsi person too. Adam, everyone's Pepsi. It's hilarious because Disney has Coke. Everyone loves Pepsi. I was Melon and the Mouse. I was a Coke person as a kid. Didn't drink anything caffeinated for 7 years. Finally had both Pepsi and Coke again, and now I'm a Pepsi person. Right on. Here we go. Coke versus Pepsi on next week's poll. I think I know what's going to win.
That's serious. Coke for life.
Yeah. There we go. I know. I go back and forth. But Heather actually, so just before we get to yours, Angelina has made a bunch of stuff from Disney Park, a bunch of recipes, and we were writing them down earlier. Actually had a list made, and we're talking like resorts all over the parks. And I'm gonna try to pull this up.
Yeah, we have a bunch of the cookbooks and also just find recipes online too, but a lot of them. So one thing that I make usually for Chris every year on his birthday, and it's coming up this month, but is the Flame Tree barbecue ribs, and they are so good. And his dad basically demands a jar of the barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Our dog honestly licks the oven when the ribs are cooking. Like, we have pictures of our dog licking the outside of the oven, just trying to get at those ribs. They're so good. I've also made, it's not there anymore, but from Writer Stop, I don't know if you guys remember, they had a carrot cake cookie sandwich, and it has...
It was huge.
And on the inside, it was a cream cheese pineapple icing. So good. Some stuff from Food and Wine that we've made are the Peruvian antichucos, and I'm probably not saying that right at all, but it's basically like chicken skewers. Delicious. Honestly, everything we've made, aside from the chicken cacciatore from Chef Mickey's, that's the only thing that was kind of not so great, but everything has been so good.
Yeah.
We made Dole Whips at home and added a little bit of rum to it, which was really good.
I need to get my hands on the No, go ahead.
Was the and here's the other one, by the way, so we have that. He doesn't care about the food like the dog does. So the ribs, though, where did you get them? Just online, or was that like from a straight up Disney cookbook?
For the recipe?
Yeah.
I believe that I found the recipe online. I want to say from allears.net.
Oh,
I believe they have tons of recipes on their site, but Disney, I think Disney Food Blog or Disney Parks may have posted them.
Because that one sounds amazing. Because
I'll have to check. You know what? I'll check where I got it from. It might be in one of our cookbooks. Yeah. Because we have tons of different cookbooks. I'll see where I can find it, and I'll get it to Chris for him to give to you guys. I also just have it written down in my own cookbook.
Okay, we'll take a picture and send that. I don't care where it comes from. It doesn't have to be legit. Well, because like Adam in the chat room was saying, you guys are making sweets, and you guys did, but I happen to be more of like the savory kind of thing, which is why that slider was kind of like perfect, because it was like a little bit sweet, a little bit savory, but those ribs, I feel like, sound amazing. I've had them.
Oh, they're so good. And the recipe that I have, it makes so much stuff that I actually have to like do a lot of math to bring down the quantity. And so I'm like,
it was funny,
I don't know.
It's just two of us in this 2-2 condo, right? And she's like, do you want to like half the recipe? And I'm like, no, we will do the recipe exactly as it is written. We have no reason to have all of
Yeah, we made a little while ago, a few weeks ago, I made the beignets that the Disney parks had posted, and it honestly made 20 beignets. And it was like 9 o'clock at night. And so we have some friends here who love Disney too. So they sent their kids over in a rainstorm to pick up beignets.
I was like,
so yeah, Angelina, next time we make them, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, how many beignets did your child have at that point? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, we sent them home with about half a dozen of them. So
yes.
Yeah.
All right.
That's well,
yeah.
That looks beautiful.
Thanks, Heather.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Heather.
all right, I'm gonna go take my cookie and watch some Disney Plus.
Leave these ones though.
You can have yours. I'm taking mine.
She's taking all the cookies.
Wow. Oh, that's so cute.
Stuck on the headphones. Okay. Angelina, what do you got? What did you make?
Okay, well, I do have to admit that I did as well. I made two things, but just real quick. I made little versions of the Num Num cookies, and they're so good. They're like the best ever. I'm never going back to a normal recipe ever again. But what I have to share with all of you guys on a budget, if you want, Satuli Canteen, I absolutely adore their I don't even know what it is. It's like a stir fry chicken. Like it has a whole exactly know what it's called, but I and the way the sauce you honestly just Caesar dressing. You put it in like a frying pan, Caesar dressing, with some oil and like a teaspoon of pepper. And I know that sounds like a lot, but just pepper, and you put it on like a bowl of chicken that is like fresh off the barbecue or something, chicken breast, chicken, and you put on some of this like Caesar dressing. Honestly tastes like almost identical to it. So if you're really craving it and you just like those like 3 ingredients, you are golden. And I mean, Fig didn't get to try any. He thinks that my cooking is a blast. So that's what I made.
Love it. Yeah, that's, you know what, Satuli Cantina is such a good place to sit down and eat. You know, if we're gonna go round table, we got 15 minutes left to do these other parks. I'll go first with Kingdom. And that's what I chose was Satuli Cantina. I like the atmosphere. I mean, I love Pandora. I like the music. I love the food. Pretty much anything off that menu is just awesome. The desserts are great. It's just really cool. And I mean, I'm not like a huge Avatar fan. Like I've seen the movie once, like saw it in theaters, and I was like, it was really cool, but I'm good. I'm like that with a lot of movies, like Marvel movies. I've seen them all like once. I'm like, I'm good with that. I don't not like them. I'm just good with only seeing it once. But as someone who totally appreciates the Pandora atmosphere and setting, yeah, Satuli Cantina, I'm super on board with it. Love it. And that was my my kind of go-to place, you know, once the parks are back and running.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I would say the same thing for Animal Kingdom would be Satuli Canteen. I haven't tried any of the other options other than chicken just because I love it so much, but that would be mine as well. What about Jeff? Do you have a different restaurant in Animal Kingdom that you think would be your go-to?
My go-to actually, and I swear I had just mentioned this in passing once, but they have these like little carts. It's not even like a restaurant, and it's sort of seasonal and they change out, but between It's a Bug's Life, and if you go the back way around towards the safari, like if you go around and then take a left, there's a few different things that they've had. They've had just like a spring roll or like samosas, which is fun, you know what I mean? Because it's like some Indian food, and then you can even get some Asian food. So I kind of like those. I got to be honest with you, man. Like when I go to Disney, if I'm not going to one of the giant buffets that we were just, you know, talking about, where I'm hugging all the characters and eating all the food, I love snacking, man. You know, and it's like those days kind of those little like snack shops kind of remind me of Food and Wine, which clearly is my favorite time at Epcot. So like I love the snacks because I like just being able to try different things.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. I'm going to go back to the chat here. Pulled pork, fries, and watermelon salad. That's Snyder Racing Drones does that.
Snyder Racing.
David saying Satsuli Cantina. Let's see. No, we're not all Canadians on this show. Two of us are, and we're in the same city, Angelina and I. Jeff is down in the States.
Let me tell you something. It's like you're trying to gang up against me, man. We had that poutine thing like 2 weeks ago, and like I didn't get blasted hard enough. Angelina like got in the car and was like, you know what? Let's go move to the same city. So now like Chris and Angelina can like totally just gang up on the American.
You are honorary Canadian, Jeff.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
We can all do a show from this studio once everything is passed. Yeah. By the way, here's my food and wine shirt. Anyone ever see this one? Hang on.
Oh,
nice. Man, I have that shirt. Yes.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah. That's my New Year's Eve. That's my New Year's Eve at Epcot shirt. That's like the only time.
Nice.
I get the party. Yep. Definitely New Year's Eve at Epcot shirt. The malt whiskey.
Love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So two more parks and a resort to go to. Why don't we do the one with countless options, countless good options anyhow, Epcot. And what's a go-to place? Yeah, Angelina, you want to start this one?
Well, y'all know I love my Epcot. I'm a huge fan of Epcot. However, I haven't actually eaten very much other than like during Food and Wine and during Flower and Garden. Like, I think that one of my favorite places that I've ever eaten in Epcot, and this is kind of boring, but it would be the American Pavilion area had a like a barbecue something or other during Flower and Garden, and I think that they have it for Food and Wine as well, and it's like pork or beef sliders that are to die for, and I absolutely love them. But like anything barbecue that like the American Pavilion does, I'm a huge fan. I do like barbecue a lot, but other than that, Epcot, no. Maybe it's just because I'm on Spaceship Earth like multiple times over and over again that I don't get to eat there. So I'm gonna say that's gonna be my answer.
Love it. I want to give a quick shout out on Twitter. We're going to read some of these things on Twitter here as well. Disney Planning Insights, a little Cosmic Read live while working on some new animation, and our feed is up on the screen here. So shout out to the Disney Planning Insights on Twitter. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to read some of these recipes as well. Oh yeah, the lobster, the Columbia Harbor House Galactic Hero put his picture up on that. That looks awesome. Let's go to you and
we're all over your Twitter feed today, man. Like posting things. Yeah. Like you said, I think you said Mandy did, and like that lobster roll looked like insane. I'm like, why am I paying $20-something for a lobster roll at the restaurant next door, man? Like,
right?
I just want to go to this person's house. Pre-COVID, but you know how it is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What do you say for Epcot? What's like a go-to place that you go and eat at?
Well, it's funny. So David just said Le Cellier, and I mean, if I was wanting to be fancy, Leah went back in the other room, so I don't have to say like I'll take you to like Le Cellier. You know? I think for her birthday once though, like, so this is kind of a special place. Like, what is the name of the place in the seas with Nemo? Which is a seafood place.
Coral Reef. The Coral Reef.
Coral Reef. So we went there for her birthday, and I mean, it's just kind of got a cool, you know, like the like it's a little dark, and it's thank you, David. David also said Coral Reef. You know, it's just got like a cool vibe. They've got the candles, and you've got like fish swimming. If you're trying to save a couple bucks, though, I think some place that has great ambience. I can't even speak. So, but the Mexican place, what's inside the Donald Duck?
Like San Daniel Inn. Yep.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, like if you can sit by the water, I guess it's probably the closest thing you can get to Disneyland with the, like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It's like the boats are kind of slowly going by.
Oh, like the Blue Bayou over there. Yeah.
Yeah, totally like Blue Bayou. Exactly. Yep. So I'm all about like if I'm going to sit down in a place, and don't get me wrong, love the Harbor House and things like that. But like if I'm going to sit down in a place, hopefully for like an hour and get into some air conditioning in the summer, like I kind of like a little bit of a vibe. And I think those two places in Epcot definitely have it. And you're not going to have to second mortgage your house like you might at Le Cellier. I don't know.
Totally. Yeah, I know. I got you. Yeah, and actually, I chose Mexico as well, San Antonio Inn. I'm not usually one for Mexican food. I just don't. It's just not my favorite thing. But I like it there, and I think a lot has to do, like what you said, with the atmosphere. And you go in, and then there are those like the boats that are going by. The lighting is really cool. The area that you're in is really cool. Yeah, it's just something really special about it because you're almost like you're part of the attraction, like on being on the side, like right on the side of it. It's like you said, especially when you're at that point in the restaurant, right against the gate there. It's really cool, and it's very similar to Blue Bayou, which is fantastic.
It's very similar to Blue Bayou. And I would say though, again, I think it's like a little bit of like it's one of those, at least 2 years ago, the last time I probably was there. I'm not saying it's like dollar value menu, but I mean, it is a reasonable price for kind of like what you're getting. They're good portions and things like that. But I mean, you're obviously going to have to spend anywhere you go at Disney. But it's not like California Grill or something like that. You know what I mean? It seems reasonable for a family.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, okay, so we got studios left and a resort. I do want to read some of these on Twitter though that people ask. So we asked you the question: what are some things that you've made from Disney parks, food-wise, that you've made at home, either during the quarantine or just ever? Because there's so many different ones, and I'm gonna try to read as many of these as I can. Jason says we did Dole Whips a few times now. Mandy has a whole list. And if you go to Twitter at Cosmic Reid and read some of these replies, there's some awesome pictures that she's posted as well. Paradise Pier Hotel French Toast, Lighthouse Sandwich from Columbia Harbor House, Terrarium from Flower and Garden, another Polynesian recipe. It's from WDW News Today. Can't remember which one right now. PB&J Shake, another dish from the Poly as well. Satuli Cantina, made the gray stuff, did the Ronto wrap from Galaxy's Edge. Disney Magic Every Day said, I made the Canadian cheddar cheese soup from Le Cellier last night for dinner. It was amazing. Rather than top it with chives or scallions, I made homemade croutons from bread that I baked. And the photos, there's a lot of photos for these as well. So check it out at Cosmic Reid on Twitter.
So yummy.
Goodness, there's lots of these. There was the popcorn recipe as well. There's the
white chocolate popcorn or something. White mocha.
Yeah, they were fantastic. And Maddie's in the chat said all my versions I made were also vegan as well. So very, very cool there. Galactic Hero Pilot showed the lobster roll, and they look delicious. Those are awesome. Oh my God, I'm glad I had dinner already, because if I haven't ate by this point, I'm just like super. I'm starving right now. I'd be starving right now.
This rice is just sitting here staring at me.
By the way, was it Brian? Brian said I could be Canadian if I just apologize for something. So I'm sorry if I cut you down times tonight. So there you go. Now
there you go.
3 of us are Canadian.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Perfect. We'll send you your flag, and you can.
Thank you, Ed.
Yeah, there you go. You speak the language. There's so many good replies on this as well, and keep them coming, because I mean the tweet stays up. We'd love to hear more from you as well on Twitter at Cosmic Reid, and follow. I think we just got a follow from Melissa. So Melissa, thank you so much for following, and give you the follow back as well on that. 4 minutes left. We're working on possibly a longer than 1 hour show. I know that was demanded last week by several, and so we're working on something to make that happen. Even that might be news to you guys, but anyways.
Hey, thanks.
You're like, what? Okay, so let's do Disney's Hollywood Studios and a go-to place. I'll go first on this one. And as much as I love Galaxy's Edge, and just because I'm such a Star Wars fan, I'm not going there. I'm going to go to the 50s primetime diner, because I like the show. It's so goofy and hilarious, and I'm always like, I get anxiety if I catch myself putting my elbows on the table. I've been busted so many times. Like, I'm just sitting there like this, and then I'm like, oh. And then I look around. I'm like, was the server around? And at one point, we were sitting like the kitchen was like way down there, and the server was like, "I saw you, son. You need to take elbows off the table." Busted, totally busted. But I like the chicken pot pie. We've done it for lunch as well. It's a good stop for lunch. It's not usually as busy from when we've been there. So I'm gonna say to say 50s. Angelina, what do you got for this one?
I think that I may have said this before, and Snyder Racing Drones in the chat, I think is going where I'm going. Sci-Fi Drive-In, their burgers are to die for, and it's nice and air conditioned, and it's a cute little atmosphere, perfect little date in Hollywood Studios. So that would be my pick. Absolutely.
Love it. Yeah, the atmosphere in that place.
I love that too. And I mean, like, much like, I mean, Chris, right? Like, talking about the Mexican place, and it's at Epcot. You know, these are places where you can go there with a family. And I'm not saying it's cheap, but I feel like even the burger you just mentioned, I think it's like $12, maybe $13. And I mean, I'm so old. I have seen a turkey leg go from like $6.99. It was like the deal of the century. Sorry, vegan Mandy, by the way. A turkey leg go from $6.99, the deal of the century, go up to like $13. So if I could get a burger for $12 or $13 and just have, once again, I go back to the ambiance, right? I mean, like, that is an experience you are not going to get anywhere else. Right? I mean, like, you can spend $13 at Chili's these days on a burger. Yeah. So I think that place is, like, without question, Vader, or somebody had just mentioned the place next to the Jedi thing. God, why am I blanking on this? It's almost like you know, the Jedi training before they moved it. Next to Star Tours. What is it? It's just Backlot Express. Thank you very much, Super Bowl.
Backlot Express.
I love. Yeah. All you have to do is just wait 7 seconds. Yes, Backlot Express, man. I mean, like, it is such an easy way. And if you're coming from either Indiana Jones, or you're coming from Star Tours, like, it's a great place to just get in there, pop in.
Yeah, it is
relatively. You know, inexpensive burger, you know, I mean, like, they have those options if you seek them out. So I love them for that.
Yeah. And the theming also in the Backlot Express, if you look at the walls and if you look at all the decorations, like, the amount of detail in there is crazy. I highly suggest just staring at a wall and you'll find something.
Yeah, man.
It's cool.
I love these little like throwback things that you've got, those Easter eggs. We were talking about Easter eggs last week, right? And it's like, you know, people talk about the Easter eggs and hidden Mickeys and things like that, but it is everywhere, and that's such a great point. Yeah, even in there.
Let's see here. Okay, how about there's a couple I wanted to read in the chat. David saying for Hollywood Studios, Docking Bay 7 and Brown Derby are his go-tos. Lots more for Derby and Sci-Fi. Brown Derby again, Sci-Fi. Someone just jumped for me. Somebody said they booked Sci-Fi. They had a reservation at Sci-Fi until it got canceled today. Unfortunately, that's awful. Yeah, that's too bad. Shoot. Yep, no kidding.
So the people who had who actually just said that? Who said they had it canceled? So
it might have been Shornforce. I'm just trying to find the.
Was it both of them? Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Oh, was there two? I don't know. I'm not.
I'm just curious. So can you, now that everything has been canceled, can you now try to make new reservations, or are they just not taking based on
it was Pat.
capacity?
Yeah, it was Pat.
It was Pat. Oh man, sorry, Pat.
Yeah, that's awful. I would say Olga's because of the drinking song. Yeah, there's some good drinking songs in Olga's Cantina. The whole soundtrack for Olga's Cantina is really good. Reservations, yeah. Yeah, that was that's tough. That's tough to lose something like that. But we'll see what happens. And I do want to get to the resorts. I know we're a couple minutes. I think people are just milking the chat now to be like, hey, look,
I think they really
it's
are.
after your hour.
Oh man, that was a good answer.
It's after your hour. We're just gonna keep throwing stuff at you, and then we get sidetracked. But you know what? It's great. It's great. I don't discourage it. I love the chat and internet. It's part of what I look forward to every single week here. Let's hit up a resort first. A go-to kind of place where you'd go and grab a meal. Who wants this? Jeff, do you want to start this one?
My resort is going to be, and I do know I talked about this, so apologies if you've heard it before, chat room, but my first time there when I was a kid, we went to the Hoop-de-Doo Review, and I will also say this is one of the best values out there. So if you've never done the Hoop-de-Doo Review, oh, snaps, getting snaps from Angelina. Yeah. It's a great deal because you get a show, you get, and somebody else was talking about, like, what if we took a buffet and it wasn't a buffet, but it was single service. That's kind of what Hoop-de-Doo's already doing. I mean, they're just kind of like putting food in front of you, but it's all you can eat. So you get a show, you get the food, tip is included, as well as beer and wine, which is amazing. Soup, look at you. And Super Bowl champions once again.
Oh, wow.
Champion.
$2. Shout out to everyone. You all put on a great show. Super Bowl, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you so much. And to make it, not to be Debbie Downer at the end of the extra long show, but lost my mom about 5 years ago. So, but when I was a kid, she got picked to be the can-can dancer. And that was the coolest experience ever. So every time I get to go there, and let me tell you a fun story. The first time I went with Leah to the Hoop-de-Doo Review, she got picked to be the can-can dancer. So I was already kind of like emotional, and I like couldn't believe what was going on. And then to see her like, do that, like I have chills right now. It's not as cool as your Hollywood story, Chris. I get it, but to watch me up there being the can-can dancer, knowing that my mom was the can-can dancer when I was like 7 years old, and we have like the photo pass picture for it. We weren't even engaged yet. Like that was just such a amazingly emotional thing. And at that point, I could have pictures of Bud Light, which was fantastic. But it's just like, that's just a great kind of fun time. You get a 90-minute show, and it's just, it's fantastic. So, so yeah.
That's great.
Next week, she'll do the can-can dancing for you. Okay.
Oh, perfect.
She doesn't know.
That's the post show. Yeah. Let's see, Angelina, what do you say for resorts? What's to go to?
I'm going to.
Oh my God, Brian.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. Yes, another super chat. Brian, thank you. Must be like 150 Canadian. Yeah.
Can I just? I'm screenshotting that. I'm screenshotting that right there.
Brian, thank you so much. Totally appreciate that. We 100% love that. And again, all the donations, all the super chats goes to WDW News Today, and all the content that we give you in live shows and in podcast form and in articles and all the tweets and Instagram and all that stuff. It all fuels us. So thank you so much. All the super chats tonight, and always 100% always appreciated. And it really means a lot. Thank you very much. So Angelina, go ahead. I missed what you were saying there.
Stayed at a resort before. In the works, and I'm going to try my best to at some point, hopefully when I'm a cast member again. But the one place that I did actually go.
Oh, did we lose her?
That I went to multiple times, Trails End. Trails.
Oh.
Absolutely love.
breaking up a little
breakfast
Yeah.
Yeah.
and barbecue. It's two things.
I think it broke up for a little bit when we got Trails End out of it. Yes. And Trails End is awesome. Yeah, you're good now.
Yes.
I don't Trails End, right on. I'll do mine real quick. We're almost we're way over actually for our time. I'm gonna say at the Polynesian Kona Cafe, the breakfast is something we've always done. I think every trip that Heather and I have done together, Kona Cafe, Tonga toast, you can't really go wrong with a nice meal at the Polynesian to fill yourself up, take the monorail, and have a day at Magic Kingdom. It's just one of the best things to do. I mean, the atmosphere is not, it's okay. It's just, this theming is meh, but it's just we've always enjoyed it. So I'm going to have to say Kona Cafe on that one.
If I actually, you said Kona Cafe, and Drew actually said kind of a really smart thing, and it's the same thing that people will go to California Grill for this. But if you can get a dinner reservation at Ohana for 8:30, and then you can see the fireworks through the windows, I mean, that is amazing. It's the same reason why people do, Ohana, California Grill, and then I'm sure someone in the super chat or the chat is going to have this, but what is the restaurant Grand Floridian?
This is Top of the World Lounge.
Go. Well, no, there's that.
Oh,
I'm Grand Floridian.
Top of the World Lounge over at Bay Lake.
Anyone? I thought for sure.
Or there's like
there it
like
is. There it is. Yeah, Narcoossee's. He's got it.
Oh, Narcoossee's, yeah.
Narcoossee's, yes.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, that about does it for the round table and showing off our stuff as well. Okay, all right, perfect. I'm just gonna say okay. Producer's back, so we can officially wrap it up. That's not what we were waiting for, by the way. He was standing by. Jason, as always, thank you so much for all the help on this show and getting it on the air. We appreciate it. Next week we're gonna talk Disney merch, and we're gonna show a couple pieces of our stuff as well, and stuff that we've done. That we've bought down in Disney parks or purchased somehow, maybe through eBay, because that seems to be the way you can buy stuff these days. But we'll do merch next time. So we'll ask for that on Twitter as well to show us some of your Disney merch next week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Yes, big shout out to Jason in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. I think that wraps it up. So with that, oh my goodness, whoa. Super sticker for $20. Pat, you are amazing. Pat, thank you so much. Totally appreciate that.
A nice ending.
What a fantastic way to end the show. We totally appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. I totally appreciate that from the bottom of our heart. It goes to everything we do at WDW News Today. Any and all super chats are welcome. So thank you so much. Thank you to everyone that did it this week. There's too many to count, which is always a good thing. I totally appreciate that. Next week, guys, are you ready? Disney park merchandise. We're going to be talking a little bit about some of the favorite
things. Tipped her hat a little bit. I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woke Figment, yeah. Love it. With that, we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys. Thank you all for tuning into the chat. Thank you for all the super chats once again. Always appreciated. You can always tweet the show at Cosmic Reid. And of course, I'll be back next week again at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on WDW News Today. For Jeff and Angelina, I'm Cosmic Chris Reid. Stay safe. Have a magical week. And talk to you all next week. See you later, everyone.